I've had the police, law enforcement come up to me and tell me that I'm not allowed to film the TSA agents because their chief told them that.
Yeah,
and that's not true.
That's not true.
They're not abiding by it. Is either escorted out of the premises or given a criminal trespass.
I mean, you just basically admitted to me you've been enforcing this unenforceable policy for several months now. I can record anywhere in the non-restricted area of the airport. Sure, I can.
Not at the operations.
Oh, I absolutely can. See, sir, with all due respect, you're completely ignorant of the law. You're absolutely wrong.
It's a public facility. If you don't want to follow policies and procedures, then we can just criminally trespass you.
Your chief just told me I'm not allowed to film TSA. And I don't want to sue you guys. You're a couple of nice officers.
That's why I was like, you know what? Let me check it out.
And you know what?
How's it going, guys? Watching the Watchman here, out with Amagansett Press here in Laredo, Texas, and today we're at the Laredo International Airport. Which is owned by the city of Laredo, and as usual we're going to take some video here on public property and see if the folks respect our First Amendment right to do so. So it'll be interesting to see how it goes. We've only done videos at a couple airports, and I don't think any of them were international. They were smaller airports. So it'll be interesting to see how this goes. Today is Sunday, September 26th, 2021. It is 3:08 p.m. and it's 90 degrees and sunny here in Laredo. And I'm still working with the GoPro for now. As you guys know, we're full-time on the road, and you know, I kind of got to order different pieces of the new setup to different places, and we're picking them up along the way. But within a week or so, I should have all the stuff I need and be able to start filming on the new setup. So video quality will greatly improve soon, and hopefully won't have any overheating issues or anything like that anymore. So that's good. As you guys know, AP's already got his new setup, and I think it's pretty much finalized. I don't know if there's anything else he's going to add to it, but I think he's pretty much got it the way he wants it. So that's cool, and I will too soon. Got to get a look at the pro setup here.
All right, let's go see how these folks are doing here today.
Got some interesting sounding birds up down here.
Border Patrol too. Border Patrol and state police are everywhere down here. How far are we from the border?
A few miles.
A couple miles? Yeah.
Laredo definitely borders Mexico, so
Yeah.
City limits.
Yeah, we're close to Mexico, guys. You can see all the Border Patrol, U.S. Customs agents, police vehicles. We'll see how much they like our cameras here today. Very cool.
Oh, they actually have airport police. It says Laredo Airport on the vehicle.
I'm gonna go and shake and check it out.
Yeah. And you guys are interested, you could pause this and take a look. So like I was saying, here's the Laredo Airport Police.
Oh, here's the entrance. So welcome to Laredo International Airport, folks.
Information desk.
So here's the Laredo International Airport Police Department.
A place for golf. The resolution on this.
Look at the resolution.
You can see the pixels.
It's like 4P.
Yeah, could have scaled it up a little bit.
So nothing really down here. What do you think, Watch? We go upstairs, see what's going on out there?
Yeah. Oh, the bathroom's over there. I should probably do that in case we're standing here for a while.
You want to go use the bathroom?
Yeah, can you hold this?
Okay.
Cool.
Gotcha.
Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing?
Do you have a mask, man?
I'm sorry?
Do you have a mask?
Do I have a mask?
Yeah,
No.
one of these. Yeah, not that I'm being rude, but if you look at the doors, we have it posted. It's right there in every one of them. And you know, you go past that door, you gotta wear one, man.
Well, you know, there's an executive order prohibiting mask mandates in public places.
You know what? Whatever legislator comes up with, man, that's their thing.
No, that's not a legislator, it's your governor.
Okay, but
Yeah. So I
like
stick
I
stick to the law.
okay.
There you go, buddy.
And you know what? I do too.
Okay, good.
But like I said, man, those are there. If you want, on Monday, you can come and talk to the
Oh,
director.
I'm only here for the day, and I'm you know,
Yeah, you know, like
just doing what I
said.
do. I don't need to speak to the director. I'm following the rules, man.
Yeah, well, so am I, man. I'm not trying to be rude or trying to, you know.
No, you're not being
circumvent
rude.
anything.
I don't think you're being rude at all.
Yeah,
But
you
you're,
know.
like I said, there's an executive order prohibiting you from mandating a mask in the building
Yeah.
here, and that's state law. So I don't want to see you get your department in trouble. But just can I ask name and badge number so I know I'm speaking with?
Yeah, Officer VASQUEZ, badge number 311.
Badge number 311.
Yes,
okay.
sir. And like I said, you know.
So I don't want to see you cause any problems for your department. I'm very well versed in the law. I know exactly
Yeah.
what I'm doing. I know exactly what the law is. So if you want to, I'll be here for a little while. If you want to check with the supervisor, maybe check with the sergeant, check with the lieutenant,
Yeah, I'll
see
check
what
on
they
that,
have to
man.
say. And I'll be here for a little bit. I'm not going anywhere.
All right, like,
Okay.
you know, like I said, dude, like, you know, if it's up to me, I wouldn't even, I don't.
Well, it's not up to you. It's up to the governor. The
Yeah.
governor's already spoken.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, man.
it's not up to me either. I just follow the rules.
Yeah, and you know, the only reason I'm here is because we had a concerned citizen. They dispatched me here. Other than that, I wouldn't.
Well, you might want to speak to them and quell their concerns. Let them know the governor's got a mandate out that doesn't allow you to enforce.
I'll check
that.
it out.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
I appreciate you, brother.
I'll check it out, and you know, whatever comes up for the chain of command, I'll let you know.
Okay, and just let them know I informed you that there's a
Yeah, no.
governor's order.
I'll come back.
Okay, you got it, man. I'll be right here somewhere.
They want to make this into a battling around and stuff with a freaking mask, you know what I mean? But,
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know.
you know, the only thing, you know, the reason I still come up because they kept those little things there. Right there, there's some stickers.
Well, those
You
were
know,
put up
and-
before the governor's mandate.
And you know, like I said, I'm only, you know, I got dispatched.
Oh, I get it. No,
you
you're
know,
you had a call for service, and you're just doing what you have to do. Yeah, I got you.
You know, try to just do it peacefully. Don't.
You've
I don't
been
like-
very
you know what?
courteous and very professional.
Because,
no issues.
like I said, dude, like, there's been people that, you know, they tell me the same thing. I'm vaccinated. And they're like, yeah, man, I don't want to wear this and that. But then for me, it's like, dude, the only thing I was told is they're still there, go enforce it, you know.
Yeah, no, I would suggest to actually, you know, find out about, are you aware of the governor's order?
As of right now, right this moment, I haven't, because I came out of FMLA. I was in family medical leave.
Okay.
Had an accident.
Oh, I got you.
So
Well, I hope you're feeling better.
Yeah, yeah.
Good.
And, you know, I'm coming back.
Good.
And
So the
you come
way-
back and nobody tells you, you know, it's like, hey, is there any updates, any changes?
Right.
So they're like,
Well, and I can't read it back to you from memory, but it specifically says that municipalities and any public building that's open to the public is prohibited by that executive order from enforcing the mask mandate.
yeah, hey, I'll check it out.
Okay.
I'll check it out.
Like
for
I said,
you.
we'll be here. I'm not
I'll
going
update it,
anywhere.
and they give
And then
me-
maybe you could speak to the director on Monday if you find out that I'm correct.
If they, yeah, and you know, like I said,
And then make your job easier.
if they tell me otherwise, hey, you know what, city still says ordinance.
Well, the city's not allowed to do that.
And,
And then you know, that gets into a whole nother, I
Yeah.
don't want to get into a legal thing with the
Yeah,
city
and
either.
then I'm like,
we all
okay.
got to just follow the rules.
Yeah, then you're in a position where you're like, okay, so what now? Do I
Right.
push it out? Like, you know what I mean? You're, as an officer,
Well, no,
you're in
your
between.
city, you know, you got to remember the governor, as far as the law is concerned, is above the city municipality.
Okay.
So if the governor prohibits the city from doing something, the city can't do it. Otherwise, they open themselves up to a lawsuit, legal ramifications.
And, you know,
nobody wants to go there either.
Yeah, as an officer, that's the last thing you want, right?
Exactly.
You don't want to get into
no,
your
as
politics.
a citizen, that's the last thing I want. I
you
don't need
wanna get
it.
into
I'd rather spend my day out here enjoying a beautiful sunshine, talking to nice people than in court.
Yeah, you know. And,
but you know, if that's what goes on, that's what goes on.
If it was up to me, dude, mass, it's hard to breathe, especially down here.
All right.
It's hot. It's hot. It's really hot. You know, but
well, unfortunately, with your job, you signed on for that. You know,
it's hot. It's not only hot, but you got to wear this thing on top of it.
Yeah, right.
And it's hard to breathe. I'm serious.
Oh, I believe me, I know. I'm a little older than you are. Trust me, I know.
Dude, and so, you know, for me, it's like, dude, I wish we didn't have to.
Okay.
You know, I wish we didn't, but you know, me being on this shift right now, and then you know, getting dispatched, it's like, okay, you know, the airport still has those things on. Let's see what what's going on.
See, the other issue I have is I'm not sure if you said it was a concerned citizen that called you.
Yeah,
I have a feeling it was the agent over at the desk here. I'm not asking you.
Yeah, I can't give you that.
Well, I'll forward request a phone call and I'll get that and figure it out. But if it was him, he should know the rules of the airport. So it's a good opportunity for him to find out, for you to find out, for me to learn something I don't know.
I'll clear that right now, and we'll ask.
Okay.
Give me everything, and then I'll come.
You got it. I'm sorry, your last name again? VASQUEZ.
VASQUEZ.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
Also,
And,
VASQUEZ, appreciate you, man.
Yeah, I'll get that out because, you know, it's not the only one. You wouldn't be the only one that has, like, I gotta wear this if I'm fully vaccinated. I got a condition, I got this.
Well, like I said, when you verify the executive order by the governor is in effect, then that answers that question at the end.
Do you have it with you? It'd be easier if you had it with you.
I don't, no.
You don't have it with you? I'll check it out. See what it says
Very
about
easy to find.
airports and stuff like that.
It says any publicly accessible facility that's government owned, and this airport's owned by the city.
Yeah. So,
I did all my homework.
yeah, no,
we know
you
we're
do,
doing.
yeah, because, you know, that's one thing I don't like getting into is, you know, like, wear a mask. And then they're like, oh, man, you know, I can't breathe and stuff like that. And I don't, you know, it's not cool to tell somebody, like, you still got to wear it when they're telling you, I can't breathe, it's hot and stuff like that. Or I'm vaccinated.
Right.
To me, it's like, you know what, you're vaccinated, you know. Now, the airline has their own rules. Out in the plane, I can, you know, it's on them.
Oh, that's a whole different story
Yeah,
because that's a private company.
Yeah, and that's on them. That's
this
why
is a public airport, but once you get on the airplane, you're on a private carrier's plane, and they can make whatever rules they want. Yeah,
that's
for sure.
For me, it's like, you know what? Let me check it out because this has been going on for almost a year.
Long time.
Yeah, and it's out of hand.
All right, so let me know. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep walking around, and then you let me know. I'll be here.
I won't even take it out there.
I appreciate you, man.
I'm gonna go upstairs, give him a call.
Okay.
Just clear things out, and then.
You got it.
Yeah, dude. I don't like wearing this.
Oh no, yeah. Well,
I don't like wearing this thing. I know a lot of people don't.
like I said though, you did sign up for the job, so
Yeah.
you're kind of bound by the policy. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm stuck, right?
Oh, here's TSA right behind us. Very cool. You're taller than I am. Oh, yeah.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
It's got the magic badge.
Yeah. You guys have a good afternoon.
Yeah, you too, man.
Then I'm gonna do like.
Is there anything around this side? No, it's just the administrative offices.
Getting some information.
Nobody in there.
All the TSA agents went and hid behind the wall.
Yeah.
Did you notice that?
Yeah. Yes, all the TSA people saw cameras, ran and hid in the corner somewhere. So, interesting. And here's the airport police department, I guess. Authorized personnel only. Not sure what this office is. Oh, TSA is back.
You go high, I'll go low.
Sure.
Guess they're getting ready to open the gates.
Yeah. Probably gonna open the gate.
Probably. How'd we do?
So that's the thing, man. You told me Abbott, right?
Sorry?
Governor Abbott signed the order for no mask and stuff like that for public.
Correct.
Well, I just got a confirmation from my chief. President Biden signed the executive order to wear face masks in all airport property. Meaning this is the entire airport property. So,
Well, we're in the
law-
state of Texas. I go by state law.
But
This airport's not owned by the federal government.
but,
That would only be in the federal facility.
but this is also a federal facility.
Only if I go beyond
Yeah, well-
the TSA checkpoint. No, I know what the law is.
You know-
I'm very well versed. I know more about the law than your chief does.
So that's what I got, man, and that's what I got. So he told me just tell him to wear the mask, even if just wear it here or
Yeah, I don't wear a mask. That's only on federal property.
yeah.
You have to hear me out. President Biden, whose executive order you're referencing, is a federal president, correct? President's federal. He makes federal executive orders.
I get your point.
So this is not federal property,
I
so
get
that
your point.
executive order has no weight. That's like
So-
saying that Biden signed something so a private business has to.
I don't want to get into that,
Well, it's important because you got to follow the rules.
Yeah, and that's why that's why I called the chief, and the chief said, you know what, federal law supersedes state law, and it's
Only on federal property.
but then again, it also says on airport grounds, the entire airport is a ground.
No, that's only once you go
So-
into the secured areas.
Okay,
that's
that's
what
why-
your
that's why-
chief doesn't understand how it works.
Okay, that's what I mean. Like I said, I was just given that.
Okay.
That was my, I have to follow his word, and that's what I was told, man. And so,
Well, like I said, this is not federal property.
and that's why I don't want to get into that.
Well, I do because I'm not going to put a mask on.
Yeah,
I don't wear
so-
masks.
I don't want to be rude. I don't want to be none of that stuff, dude. He was, this is what he told me. If you want to speak to a soup,
Well,
I can get a hold of a soup for you if that's what you want.
who?
A supervisor. That way you guys,
Sure, yeah. If you want to have a supervisor come down, I'd be happy to have the conversation with them. Sure. That gets you off the hook.
Yeah, because
Right.
I don't want to get into. I don't like, this mass
Well, I think it's
confrontation.
important to find out
yeah,
what the
of course.
reality of the
Yeah,
situation
and,
is, right?
I don't want that confusing. State law, federal law, state law.
See, what
federal
happens
law,
is
and then
once you
mixing
go
up.
through, I'll tell you how it works. Once you go through TSA security, you have now entered a federally restricted area. Okay?
Okay.
Outside of there, like here, I'll give you an example. I could carry a firearm right now if I'm not a prohibited person in this area of the airport. Once I go through security, I cannot.
Yes.
Right? So out here, I'd be fine. Let's just say I'm from Texas, I have a Texas concealed weapons permit, right? Right now I could be carrying, I'm not, but I could be carrying a firearm if I so chose to, right here where we're standing, correct?
Legally.
Right, but there you can't because that's federal regulation. Federal regulation goes into effect as soon as you go through TSA security. On this side of TSA security, federal regulation means nothing.
Okay.
That's the way that works.
¿Tú tienes speak to a soup? Is there any soup on the 21?
Chief,
Chief?
he said they cannot be here. And you have to wear a mask as well.
Well, that's the conversation
That's
we're
what we're
having.
having.
That's the whole conversation we're having.
So por eso
Your governor, Governor Abbott, okay, issued an executive order prohibiting municipalities from mandating masks on public facilities that are owned by the government. This airport is owned by the city of Laredo. So it's a municipal airport, which is owned by a municipality, which therefore falls under the governor's order, which specifically prohibits you from enforcing the mask mandate where I'm standing right now. Now, if I go past TSA security, now I'm within a federally restricted area, and President Biden's executive order for masks would take over there because that's a federally restricted area. This is not. That's how that works. I can assure you. I'm very well versed on the law. I know exactly what the law is.
Give it 21 chief, just so I can clear it out, and that way we avoid it.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to give you guys a hard time.
We don't even want issues, dude. We don't want.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
And that's why I have no interest in going past the checkpoint. I'm not going that way.
And that's why that's the reason why I was like, you know, if you want to speak to him, that way you guys can dialogue, get it straightened out. And dude, like, come on, fighting, like, you know, have an argument over this. It's like.
Oh, I'm not having. I hope you don't see it as an argument.
No. That's what I mean. Like,
I just think it's important for you guys.
Oh yeah, it is.
Because let's just put it this way: the chief is the chief, and he's the highest up in your department, but he could be mistaken.
Let me bring the document.
People make mistakes.
Yeah, dude, and not, you know, that's the reason why I'm always...
But you agree with me as far as if I was carrying a firearm, I could be here right now. Right?
Oh,
yeah.
You can have your firearm, but,
right.
Yeah,
but as soon as I go through there, I cannot.
Yeah,
that's because that becomes federal restricted property. This is not.
Yeah,
there's a distinction.
Carrying a firearm,
and I don't want to file a lawsuit against the city of Laredo.
No,
I really don't.
It's better to clear it out because that way, you know, you avoid further, further incidents.
Well, I won't have any further incidents because I don't live here, but it'll save you some trouble going down there.
Yeah, like I said, dude, it's better to know. It's better to clear it out. And like I said, like, you know,
absolutely,
it's not something out of it's something out of this world you can't fix.
See, then you have people. I mean, if you notice, you'll see people walking around with masks on, their nose, their mouth is sticking out of it. You won't say anything to them because they don't have a camera, and nobody called about it.
And you know what? And I respect that because you have the freedom. There's nothing illegal about it.
No, I don't do anything illegal.
And like I said, you know. We do tell people, you know, hey, you're mad, man. You know, but can you, I mean, to me, it's like...
It's not, I can tell you this, as far as the law is concerned and your position as a law enforcement officer, the mask order, Biden's mask order is completely unenforceable in this part of the airport.
That's why I was trying to clear it out because, you know, I don't want any...
all that guy's going to do is get you in trouble.
I don't want...
And if I was going to go in there, like I said, I wouldn't take anything in there that I'm not allowed to take in there, and I would put the mask on. That's why I don't fly.
Yeah.
I don't get on planes because I would have to wear the mask because it's a private carrier and there's federal regulations.
Exactly. Yeah.
Out here, there's none.
That's the reason why I was trying to clear it out because I'm like, okay, so what changed?
No, and I appreciate you. Just to be very clear, you've been very respectful and very professional.
And I do that very often for whatever it is. You know, I try to get it cleared out because I don't like having you know, we can clear it out. And it's simple.
See, but just to put yourself in my shoes, you have to understand that I know because this is what I do for a living.
Yeah.
Right? So I know very specifically what the laws are and what the rules are for what I do specifically. Your chief might be a little confused about what
it could happen. It happened. It happened.
And I'm not putting him down for it. You know, I make mistakes every day of my life.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, actually I should say errors because I like to call them errors because an error does not become a mistake until you fail to correct it.
Of course.
So you can make an error. Right?
Yeah.
But then you correct it. It wasn't a mistake. Now it's an error that was corrected.
And then, that's what I was trying to clear out. You know.
Yeah. No,
that way we can pass on. Hey, this is going on.
Sure.
And you know what? Avoid it. Avoid it. Future people.
I mean, I've had here. I'll give you another example. I've been in other airports where I've had the police, law enforcement come up to me and tell me that I'm not allowed to film the TSA agents because their chief told them that.
Yeah,
and that's not true.
That's not true.
Right. So this is why I don't go by what the chief says. I go by what's written.
Yeah.
And what's documented, so we can all go by.
See it with your eyes.
Even some of that these days you can't believe. Even some of the stuff you see with your own eyes, it's confusing.
Yeah.
So you want me to call him and put him on speaker or?
See, on the phone. Oh, on regular. That's why you can talk. Fix it all.
And I would agree with you. If I was going past the TSA checkpoint, absolutely have to wear a mask. There's certain items I'm not allowed to carry into that part of the airport. That's why there's a delineation between that part of the airport and this part of the airport, and I'm not trying to go in there.
Right. Well, actually, according to the document, it's... Let me see where it's at. I just read it somewhere. In or on the airport. Refusing to wear a mask. In or on the airport.
There's a violation of federal law. That's not true. There is no federal... See, this is where these pieces of paper, whoever typed this up made a mistake. There is no federal law that requires anybody to wear a mask anywhere. What there is an executive order from the president. Executive orders are not laws. And executive orders are only enforceable on federal employees and people who have signed that contract.
Right.
Right, so that's the way that works. This piece of paper is incorrect. If you read the executive order written by the governor, it explains the whole thing. And it specifically prohibits you. It doesn't say people don't have to wear masks. It says municipalities are forbidden 100% from enforcing any mask mandates inside of publicly accessible buildings that are owned by a municipality or a government agency.
Okay.
And that's where we are. And you know what the funniest part about the whole thing is? If you guys didn't approach me, I probably would have been gone by now. I wasn't looking to hang out here all day. We're just working on a story about the area. I was going to come in here and get a little footage of the airport and then go on my way and leave. So I probably would have been gone 10 minutes ago. And I'm still here because we're having a conversation. But it's important that you guys figure it out. I don't want you to have any problems with anybody either.
Okay, so let me call the... Yeah, I just want to be clear with this.
Yeah. And no, I get it. If your chief tells you to do something, you have to do it. If your chief tells me to do something, I don't, unless it's a lawful request. I follow all lawful requests. I don't follow any unlawful requests.
Right.
If you have a, yeah, sure, go ahead. And I appreciate you.
Yeah, thank you.
Can I just say your name and badge number real quick?
Officer Partida.
Partida.
Yeah,
Badge
with
number?
the A at the end.
Partida.
Yeah,
Okay.
315.
315.
Hey, Chief, it's Partida. Hey, so I'm gonna put you here on speaker so that you can explain to the people. Hey, Chief, you're on speaker.
Hello, sir. This is Chief Doyle's Airport Police. Sir, I'm being told by my officers that you're refusing to follow airport federal regulations. Is that correct?
Well, no, I'm not refusing to follow any regulations, sir. Pleasure to meet you. My name is Jason.
Okay.
I wish you were standing here so we could shake hands, but what I'm trying to explain to these officers is there is a delineation, there's a difference between where we're standing out here in the public area of the airport and once you cross TSA security. That federal mandate that you're talking about, which is not a law, it's not a federal law, it's a federal executive order, which is different than a law, mandates wearing a mask once you've gone through TSA checkpoint. Out here in the municipal owned part of this and regulated part of this airport, that's not a requirement. As a matter of fact, what I was trying to explain to them was your governor passed an executive order saying that any publicly accessible building that's open to the public, which is owned by a municipality or a government agency, is forbidden from enforcing any mask orders. Now, I understand once I go through TSA security checkpoint, now I have entered a federally regulated area of the airport and I would have to put a mask on. When I'm out here in the lobby part of the airport, there is no requirement to wear a mask. It doesn't matter what that piece of paper says.
Well, unfortunately, that's not what we've been told by federal security directors. So basically, we're being told that anybody on airport property, anywhere, doesn't matter whether it's secured, sterile, AOA area, an individual is mandated to wear a mask.
So what are you saying?
We've been enforcing it straight across for the last couple of months.
So when you say
not abiding by it is either escorted out of the premises or given a criminal trespass.
Okay, so are you, when you say anywhere on airport property, you're talking about outside too?
Yes, sir. That's absolutely correct. That's basically what it states.
Outdoors, you're going to mandate me wear. Well, I mean, if that's the case, then I don't know what to tell you, because if you try to enforce.
If you step outside in the front, you want to go smoke a cigarette, you're walking down the parking lot, that's different. Okay, but once you step on air, what I'm talking about airport is inside the terminal, inside the ramp, inside the secured area, inside the sterile area. All of those areas are specifically mentioned that we are to mandate mask wearing. Okay, so you're not an employee, so I can't mandate you to wear a mask outside while you're loading the aircraft. So technically, to the public, anyone on the terminal side, inside the terminal, and anywhere in the sterile area secured in AOA, we're mandated to make sure that
think about what you just said. Anywhere in the sterile area. Sterile area is past the TSA checkpoint. You're correct.
Secured, and the AOA and the public terminal side.
That's
terminal.
So are you aware of your governor's mask order?
The governor has nothing to do with this, sir. This is federal.
Sure it does. No, it's only
Federal's from the state.
Who owns this airport?
The city of Laredo.
Right, the city.
We're not here following city of Laredo rules, sir.
Oh,
We're following federal rules.
No, you follow federal rules once I enter into federally restricted area. This area is not a federally restricted area. This is owned by the municipality of Laredo.
Sir, like I said, sir. You have two choices, okay? You want to challenge that? That's fine. You can challenge it. You can contact TSA. We're mandated to follow those directions. We're under federal security directions. I can't tell you other than that.
So is there a federal officer here on the property?
Is there a federal what, I'm sorry?
Federal officer on the property?
No, sir. No, sir. There is no federal officer on property. The closest one is Corpus.
There is no federal officer on the property because they would straighten it out for you. If you had Federal Protection Service or Homeland Security here, they would tell you I'm right. And I don't want to file a lawsuit against the city of Laredo. Believe me, that's not what I'm interested in doing. But if you violate my rights and that's what winds up happening, that's what I'm going to have to do. And I don't want to do that because you're making a mistake. I would check with city attorney. I would check with somebody else because if you, I mean, you just basically admitted to me you've been enforcing this unenforceable policy for several months now.
Yes, sir. That is absolutely correct. I'm not here to hide anything, sir. We're being told what to do, and we follow the rules.
Yeah, but what you have to understand is, all right, here's the example I gave to your officer. Where I'm standing right now, which is outside of the TSA secured area, okay? If I am not a prohibited person, I could be carrying a firearm right now, correct?
Yes, that's absolutely correct.
Okay, so the reason for, see, firearms are banned on federal property. It is absolutely illegal to carry a firearm on federal property. You agree with that?
That is correct.
Okay, so if that was the case, I would not be able to carry a firearm out here. The reason I am allowed to carry a firearm out here is because the federal government does not have jurisdiction over the open areas of the airport. The only jurisdiction that they have is once you go through TSA security checkpoint. I can assure you that's the case. That's the reason I can stand here with a firearm on me, which I do not have one on me, but that's the reason I could if I chose to.
You're mixing two different...
No, I'm not mixing anything. I'm trying to tell you.
You're mixing two different federal regulations, sir.
No, I'm not mixing anything. It's not about federal. This is either federal property or it's not. Federal government, Joe Biden, the president, cannot make executive orders on city property.
Your terminal was erected on federal funding, sir, okay? Regardless whether you call it the City of Laredo International.
So that has nothing to do with anything. No.
Federal funding, sir, so therefore we have to...
No, that has nothing to do with anything. Do you know how much federal funding your city receives for other places outside of the airport, which have nothing to do with...
That's not something that concerns me, sir. All I know is that it was erected on federal funding. Therefore, we have to abide by federal regulations.
In the secure...
Or TSA.
No, in the secure areas of the airport. That's the way that works. I can assure you that's the way that works. This is what I do for a living, sir.
Okay.
I can assure you I know exactly what I'm talking about. Sorry?
You know, going around and messing with people's policies and procedures, regulations and rules.
Nobody's messing with it. No, you have a misunderstanding of the law, and you're trying to enforce something that's unenforceable, which is going to open up the city of Laredo to litigation and the airport.
Let me ask you something. If you own the store, sir, if you own the store, okay, and you wanted everybody to wear a mask, okay, can you enforce that at your store?
Well, now what you just did was confirm for me that you're confused, because a store is...
No, I'm not confused, sir.
Yes, you're... Do you want me to answer your question? No, do you want me to answer your question? Listen, if I owned a store, I could pick and choose who I want to let in, because that's a privately owned business. This is a public facility. Two completely different things. That's a terrible example.
Okay, it's a public facility. If you don't want to follow policies and procedures, then we can just criminally trespass you. That's pretty much that simple.
Well, no, if you're going to threaten me with criminal trespass, I'm going to leave before you do that, but then I'm going to file a lawsuit against you.
Okay.
So that's up to you. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. I have no problem with that. If you want to tell me right now that I either, first of all, you have to ask me to leave, and then I have to refuse to leave. So if you ask me to leave, no, I'm in the middle of a, how am I going to leave while I'm in the middle of a conversation with you? If you want me to leave and you're telling me under threat of criminal trespass that you want me to leave the airport, I will do that. Okay, but then I'm going to file a lawsuit against you personally, against the airport, and against the city of Laredo, and you're going to lose. So if that's what you want to do, let's do that. That's up to you. I would rather not go that route. I was just telling your officer, if I wasn't stopped by these officers, I probably would have been out of here 15 minutes ago. I was not looking to linger in the airport all day. I came in to see what I wanted to see, and then I'm leaving. I would have been gone 15, 20 minutes ago.
So that goes for your recording of the operations of the security checkpoint, is right? That's correct. Is that correct? You were not recording upstairs, is that correct? Because we have you on video with your camera.
Of course I'm recording. I can record anywhere. I can record anywhere in the non-restricted area of the airport. Sure, I can.
Not at the operations.
Oh, I absolutely can. See, sir, with all due respect, you're completely ignorant of the law. You're absolutely wrong. So what are you telling me?
I'm going to terminate this conversation already, sir. I think it's gone a little bit too far.
Okay, so I'm going to leave, and I need your name and badge number. He just hung up on me. What's your chief's name?
Chief Hoyos.
Chief Hoyos?
De Hoyos.
De Hoyos. Can you spell that one?
It's a D-E space H-O-Y-O-S.
H-O-Y-O. Very good. So we'll, so is that what you're telling me, or are you telling me I have to leave?
Yeah, so, well, technically to wear a mask, but...
So if I'm saying, if I don't want to put the mask on, are you telling me that, what situation, I don't want to put words in your mouth. So where are we? Are you asking me to leave? Are you telling me I can stay? What are we doing?
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, it's up to you, because if you're gonna, like I said to your chief, if you're gonna, if you're gonna order me to leave under threat of arrest or criminal trespass, then I'll leave.
Yeah. Yeah, give me 1 second, sir.
Okay.
Let me just get this straight.
So you want me to wait for you right here?
It's up to you. Yeah, it's up to you.
Okay.
You can wait here, or if you want to leave, it's up to you.
Well, I don't want to be arrested. So I want to, if you're telling me to wait for you to go find something out, then you're telling me it's okay for me to wait for you to find something out,
I
correct?
just need to get the correct information here, so just
Okay.
quick.
No
if you want
problem.
to wait for me, just give me a quick.
Yeah, no problem. Take your time. I'll be right here. Alrighty. And I'm sorry, what was your last name again, officer?
It's Partida.
Partida.
Yeah.
Just in case anybody asks me, I can say I'm waiting for Officer Partida.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you very much. I think she knows I'm right.
Yep.
And we are right. So, no, I'm not gonna.
Hey guys, so I don't know how well you could hear that with the speaker going in the big room. There might have been some echo. She had the phone on speakerphone, but it got to the point that the chief of airport police tried to tell us that taking video of the TSA is illegal. So that just shows how ignorant he is of the whole situation, and you know, we'll see what happens.
Did you notice the chief told me that we're not allowed to film TSA?
Yeah.
But his officer 5 minutes before that agreed that I am.
Yeah.
So they, you know, it's a bad situation when the chief doesn't know what the law is. That's a scary thing. Because then you have a whole department full of officers blindly following their leader down the wrong path. That's never good. Oh, here you go. Look, it's right here. There's a sign here that says face mask required. TSA requires proper wearing of face mask per federal law. TSA requires.
Yeah.
Face masks are to be worn at all times. Failure to comply will result in denial of entry to the screening area.
Yeah. That's why the sign's
says
right
it
here.
right here, yes. So
right
no,
before you get into the TSA.
It's a sad day when a regular Joe like me knows more about the law than the chief of police. That's
every
a
day.
little frightening. Yeah, well, that's not good. Can I just point something out to you real quick?
Yeah.
Which I don't know why I didn't notice before, but our answer to our whole question is right here in front
Give
of
me
us.
1 second. I'm getting the phone call.
Okay. Are you available, officer? Can I just show you something real quick? So you're absolutely, see, remember we were just talking and I said to you, I'm allowed to film TSA, and some other airports tell me I can't. Your chief just told me I'm not allowed to film TSA. So there's some confusion going on here, but read this sign. The sign is here for a reason. It's not down at the front door. It's here, right? TSA requires proper wearing of face masks per federal law. TSA requires. This security requires it. Face masks are to be worn at all times. Failure to comply will result in denial of entry to the screening area.
And that's exactly why I told you, let me talk to the chief, because...
Well, the chief's wrong.
That's, and I was looking at this.
Yeah.
That's why my debate wasn't this. Like, that's why I didn't even bring
I can
that.
assure you I'm right.
And I didn't bring
I promise you.
And I didn't bring this stuff up because I knew this is their reason. But...
And Officer Partida, I just want you to see it as well. So, face mask required, right? TSA requires proper wearing of face masks.
Right.
Not out here. TSA requires that, right?
Yes.
And that's why this sign is here. And it says per federal law, face masks are to be worn at all times. Failure to comply will result in denial of entry to the screening area.
Right, I made sure.
I'm telling you, I'm right 100%. And I don't want to sue you guys. You're a couple of nice officers.
That's
you know?
why I was like, you know what? Let me check it out.
And you know what? You guys also have to realize, and this is a good point for both of you to keep in mind, because you're both young officers. You have a long, safe career ahead of you, I hope. I wish you the best.
Thank you.
But I want you to remember that you swore an oath to the Constitution.
Exactly.
So your first and foremost job and responsibility here today is to defend my rights.
Correct.
Yeah.
Even before you enforce the law. Your first and foremost obligation is to defend my rights, and I have a right to be standing here. So you're going to come across times in your careers when a higher up is going to ask you to do something that you're not comfortable with or you know you shouldn't be doing. And then that's going to come down to your morals and your character, and you're going to have a very big decision to make. You're going to be at a crossroads, and you're at one right now.
Yeah.
So you have to decide whether you're going to try to enforce something because your chief kind of thinks it's that way, or you understand the law better than he does, and you need to call him back and say, Chief, I think we're making a mistake. I think these guys are going to sue us. I think we're making a mistake. I'm reading a sign. There's, you know, I also was speaking to Officer VASQUEZ. So I was also speaking to Officer VASQUEZ before, and I used the example of, oh, I just lost my whole train of thought.
You mentioned something.
Yeah, what was I going to say? Lost my whole train of thought. Oh, I had said I'm allowed to, I said to him as an example, I've been to other airports where they've told me I'm not allowed to film the TSA agents or the security checkpoint, which is not true. I am allowed to film the TSA agents. You know that, right? Officer VASQUEZ knows that.
Well, like I said, it's open.
Right, it's open to the public. Anything, when you're standing somewhere you have a lawful right to be, you can film or record anything your eyes can see, right? So then I get on the phone with your chief, and your chief says, no, you're not allowed to film the TSA agents, which he's also incorrect about. And he's the chief, so that's a little scary. You know, this is what I do for a living. I know the law. I don't know everything about soccer. I don't know everything about knitting. I don't know about a lot of things, but what I'm doing right now, I know everything about. And I can assure you I'm 100% correct. And I think you guys, I think it's starting to filter in that you guys are on the same page.
That's exactly why, like I told you before, let me clear that out.
Right.
Because I don't want to be doing
Well,
things.
here's your answer.
And this, I knew this.
Yeah.
That's why my beef, even coming up to you is like, it's like not even sterile.
Yeah.
It's like whatever the sterile.
So what I'm going to do is, unless you guys are going to order me to leave, and I don't want to get you in trouble with your chief, all right? Unless you're going to order me to leave under threat of arrest or under threat of criminal trespass, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. It'll take me 3 to 5 minutes. I'll be out of here. I don't even live in the state of Texas. You'll never see me again. Otherwise, you have to follow an unlawful order from your chief and threaten me with arrest and tell me to leave the property, and then we're all going to get sued. And I have no choice about that. And I don't want to do that. That's why I'm having the if I wanted to do that, I would just keep my mouth shut, let you throw me out of here and file a lawsuit against you. I don't want to do that. I really don't. But like I said, you're going to come across times in your law enforcement careers that people are going to ask you to do things that you know are wrong. And you're in one of those moments right now. So it's going to come down to how your mother raised you and what your character is and what you're going to decide to do.
Like I said, man,
that's all up to you.
You know what? For me, you guys are not doing anything wrong. Like you guys are not. You're not being disorderly conduct. You're not being aggressive. You're not. For me, it's like you're not doing anything wrong.
Right.
For me, it was just.
And this is obvious.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
this is the first sentence of this paragraph is TSA requires wearing face masks.
I'll tell you what.
TSA is not out here.
I'll tell you what.
Okay.
Do what you gotta do, man.
Okay.
And start Monday. We'll square it all out, and we'll get as a department. We'll fix that completely different issue.
And get it figured out.
Yeah, get it figured
what
out.
I would suggest to you guys, if you want to handle it the proper way, is speak to the city attorney. Get in touch with the city attorney and find out what the law really is. And your chief needs to find that out, because if he's, I don't want to say ignorant because that's a rough word, but if he's ignorant on the law in that regard, what other laws is he confused about? And what else is he, you know, he could tell you guys to do something one day that's going to get you hurt or get you in trouble with somebody.
Do you want to leave us like any contact information so we can get back to you later on, you know, regarding...
If you want to give me your card, you're going to get into it on Monday, I will call you on Tuesday.
Okay.
We'll
do you have something to write down, or...
I don't actually, because I don't have a...
I mean, I can say it, right? I mean,
oh, yeah, go aahead.
Right,
yeah,
well,
sure.
I can give you the airport number, which is 956...
You give me the airport number if you have an email address, whatever you want to do.
Yeah, which is 956... 795 2000.
So 956-795-2000 is the airport number.
Yeah.
And just call up and ask for Officer Partida or Officer VASQUEZ.
Or any soup that's available.
Any supervisor available.
Okay.
And, Monday.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Hopefully Monday.
And you know what? I'm going to commend you guys, and I'm going to tell you what, you've saved yourselves a lot of internal turmoil. Because like I said, this is going to happen to you in your career. And you're gonna have to make decisions on the fly, and I appreciate you doing the right thing.
Yeah, man. Like I said, you guys are not doing anything wrong.
No.
I mean,
not at all. And you know what? And just because you're being so cool about it, I'm going to make it real quick. I won't even linger. But I just have to now. At this point, I just have to leave of my own accord, because I don't want anybody to get the impression I was chased out of here.
Yeah, no, man, you're not. You
all right. You know. Well, I appreciate you guys. I don't know if you're shaking hands, but a fist bump.
Right.
Appreciate you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you. And you know what? I really feel like we have two good officers here.
Thank you.
And I can see your hearts right through your vest, whatever you have on. Don't lose that. Don't let people that have this perceived authority corrupt your thinking and corrupt your morals, because you haven't lost that yet. Don't lose it. We need we support good policing.
Thank
you.
You.
We support good law enforcement 100%.
We
Okay,
appreciate
you guys
it.
have just made your department look fantastic.
Thanks.
But you really have. But I want you to really keep that in mind going forward and keep on the right path and keep on the right track, because it's very easy for somebody to sideline you, man.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're going to go home at night and not be able to sweat and wake up in the middle of the night with cold sweats because you're ruining people's lives. Don't go down that road. If it gets that bad, quit your job and do something else. Seriously, keep your morals. Your morals and your character are going to be with you for the rest of your life. You're only going to know this chief for a few years. That's just one old man's advice to you.
Right.
But I appreciate you guys. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you guys.
And we'll get out of
Appreciate
here as relatively quickly as we
Okay,
can.
right,
thank you and be safe.
All right, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
Have a good
Thank
day.
you.
Yes.
Head back downstairs, do a little loop around, and we'll take off.
Yeah.
All right, so let's walk down here. Just do a quick loop around this way. Come back
Yeah.
through this side, and then we'll take off. I gotta tell you, if we get out of here and this is the way it goes down, I'm very impressed with those two officers.
Yeah,
It's the first time I've ever seen that happen.
definitely.
And congratulations to them, because it really is true, like I said. Your moral and character decisions are going to be with you for the rest of your life. That chief's only going to be in their life for so many years. Don't choose money or people or possessions or ego or anything over what you know is right. Do the right thing. At the very least, you'll get a good sleep tonight, you know? So you have the car rental agencies here, Avis and Enterprise. Have a wonderful day, sir. That's the guy that snitched us out.
Alright guys, you saw how that went here at the Laredo International Airport. I'm really in shock. I don't think I've ever seen something like that happen in one of these videos, and I probably have getting close to 300 videos up, and that's amazing. So big props to Officer Partida and Officer VASQUEZ, and you know, I'm at a loss for words here, because I've never seen officers stand up to a tyrant, out of control chief who's trying to overstep his authority and doesn't know the law, and stand up for someone's rights. I've never seen the police do that. So big props to those two officers, like I said. And the only reason the mask came up is because we weren't wearing them, and we didn't feel like wearing them, and they tried to tell us it was a law that we have to, and there isn't. So it's got nothing to do with that. This is about our right to take video, and the chief tried to tell us we weren't allowed to take video at TSA, and his officers reined him in. So really amazed with what I've seen here today, and I'm sure plenty of you are in the same boat. So as usual, contact info is always in the description if you want to call up the airport and congratulate those two officers for their excellent conduct, and tell the chief that he needs to get his act together, of course politely and professionally as usual. And that's about it for this one, guys. So, and you guys live in the area and want to do a follow-up, that'd be interesting. And if you want to support the channel, you like this video, you like what we do, and you want to see more videos, the best way to do that is to like, comment, subscribe, share this video with your friends, and turn on notifications. Check out my other social medias. So, watching The Watchman, out with Amagansett Press, here in Laredo, Texas, at the Laredo International Airport. This was a very interesting one. Out.